I'm having this very, very weird quality that I don't remember ideas that I come up with or the ideas that I hear and that I really, really like and I consider true. That's my big problem. And there's one thing that I came up with. One important idea that you cannot possibly, under any circumstances, fulfill your desire. This is a very important thing. And then I spent 3 months trying to fulfill my desire. That was the whole season 2 of this podcast about. How to fulfill a desire. I studied other people that fulfilled their desires and became what I call successful. And I wanted to be like them. And every single day I was recording a podcast episode about it, recording my journey. But it was not possible for it to happen because you cannot fulfill your desires. For one simple reason. Your desires are a mental concept. And mental concepts does not have the reality of their own. Mental concepts, just like words, may point out to the object, situation, and experiences in the real life, but they are not them. The picture of a mug in your head is not the mug. Even if you have a photographic memory and you know every single detail of the mug, and you spend your whole life analyzing the mug, and everything that science can say about the mug, you know about it, it is still not the mug. It's only a projectile of it. It's a projection of it. It's only an image, nothing else. And I started to think, is it really true that you cannot fulfill your desires? And because the only person's history that I am currently aware of is myself, I started to think about myself and my own history, my own achievements, my own life situation, things that I'm proud of, things that I regret. And I came to a realization that I never achieved anything. I never ever achieved anything at all. Take this. I moved to Scotland 4 years ago. I moved to Scotland not knowing a single person living in here, without having a job set up, without having a place to live set up, without having any money. I just moved. That's it. That's all I did. And whenever I had an image of moving to Scotland, this image was not the actual experience I had. Some rational facts about moving to Scotland happened to be right because I did make my research before actually going. It was not a complete, total whim. I have been to Scotland before. I did visit this country before. I knew certain things about it. So the rational facts checked up. But the actual experience of living in here has nothing to do with what I had in my head. So firstly, I felt a desire to move to Scotland. Desire had an effect on my thoughts. My thoughts went totally crazy. I had lots and lots of realizations, lots of images, lots of imaginary objects in my head about what is living in Scotland going to be like. And I thought that what I'm doing is I am actually taking the steps in order to make this image a reality. And this is just impossible. This is just impossible to do. Because the objects in your head are not the objects in any other dimension. The objects in your head are just a visualization. This is just a pointer, an image of something, not something. It's like a painting, but worse, because it doesn't have any physical structure. It's not being constructed out of anything that we can discover anything that we can touch or taste. It's formless. It's completely formless. And because of that, I never achieved anything. You may say, hey, you wanted to move to Scotland. It's been 4 years right now. You've been quite successful in your endeavor. You actually realized your dream. You did it. The answer is no, I did not. Not really. I followed the feeling. There was a lot of mind activity around it, and don't get me wrong, mind was not completely useless. I did have some problems that I had to figure out, but genuinely speaking, the problem-solving part was so tiny that it's way less than 1% of the whole journey. Way less than 1% of the whole journey. I moved to Scotland because an energy in me longed to move to Scotland. I felt like going. That's why I went initially. Yes, there have been some rational steps that had to be taken in order for the whole thing to actually work out. But even in the end, with the undeniable help from my magnificent mind, I am still not living the dream, because I am not living an image in my head. I do not leave the image in my head. It's not as I thought in my head it's going to be. It's different. And I believe that this realization kind of slipped my mind, because when I came up with it, I don't think that I understood it thoroughly. When I came up with this idea, that is, by the way, not original. For example, Krishnamurti thinks about the same. And I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to find someone even older than Krishnamurti back in the past that said the same. I'm not saying that my thought is original, but I did come up with it for myself, okay? And when the idea came to me, I didn't understand it fully. And now I do. Now I realize. Here's the thing what I thought, that I didn't achieve my goal because I did not want it enough. And this is exactly true. This is precisely true. But it is not the image in your head that you want. In this case scenario, is the surge of energy towards something. That's all there is. And yes, it will create a mental image. That's automatic. You can't do anything about it. As long as you're having a mind, your mind will create an image of something you want. That's just what it is. But it doesn't mean that you're working towards an image in your head. It's just not going to work like that. It doesn't work like that. If you have an energy to move somewhere, you may either allow this energy to flow, or you may block it. These are two things that you can do. You cannot redirect this energy. You cannot create energy from a new towards other idea, for example. You can either accept it or you can block it. These are only choices you're having every single second, with every single emotion, every single thought, every single decision, every single desire, every single obstacle. You accept it or you deny it. Yes or no, 1 or 0. You can't do anything else. That's all there is to it. And I moved to Scotland because I felt like it. Why? I did not lose fucking weight. Because in reality, I didn't feel like it enough. I did move towards losing weight for as long as I had energy to do so, and then when the energy ran out, I stopped going this way. And if I will have an energy again to try and lose weight, I will just go and do it again for as long as it will last. Or maybe I'll never do it. I have no control over that. I have no control over the surges of energy. I have no control over what I want and how much I want it. And whatever I want It's not the mental image of the thing that I want. And this is a big deal for me. Isn't that what everybody seems to be thinking? Like think about it. Sometimes I have this feeling that I am talking only about obvious matters. Nothing original whatsoever. But then take a look at society. Isn't it what your all folk are doing? Aren't you realizing your dreams? You're chasing your dreams, aren't you? All those affirmations and visualization. You know, you just keep. You're all in. You're all in. You want to realize your dreams. Tell someone that you're having a dream and you will realize that everybody will cheer up for you. Yeah, go for it. Nobody will tell you, hey, it's actually a fantasy and it doesn't exist and you can't do anything about it. Anybody ever told you that? Anybody at all? Because this is the truth. When you have a mental image of anything at all, you cannot make a mental image into reality. You just cannot do that. You just cannot do that. It's not gonna happen. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Mental image is a representation, it's a pointer to the real thing, but it's not a real thing by itself. Therefore, you'll never, ever, ever achieve whatever dream you just projected in your mind. It's just inaccessible. It's not possible at all. Nothing can be achieved. Whichever direction you will be pushed, this direction you'll go. Whichever direction you'll feel the energy pushing you. If you'll say yes, because you can say no, it's completely valid to say no. If you'll say yes, you'll go this direction only as far as you'll have energy to go towards. It's all there is. It's absolutely all there is.